sir. We live. Enjoy the countdown. Let's get it. Should be a 2-minute countdown chat. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta change it. It's only on a minute, so y'all gonna get a reset. After this reset, we good. We'll do 3 for good luck. I ain't gonna lie. We'll do 3 for good luck. It's just a way to dance. Just don't understand, y'all. Get killed. No man. Yeah. Because I had Dallas. Yes, sir, man. Welcome to the Juice and Pop show, man. What's really going on? Pops currently isn't in the building. He's at work right now, cranking in that late night shift. Let me get that media off for y'all real quick. So, Pops is cranking out the late night shift, so it's really just Juice. No Pops for right now. But on the at night show, at night tonight, Pops is more than likely gonna pop in for a little episode. And if you don't pop in tonight, he'll pop in for tomorrow and for Thursday night's game. So make sure y'all lock in for that and for the picks that are coming out. But I appreciate everybody popping in. Appreciate everybody that's watching the show. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, and wherever y'all watching from, make sure y'all crank that volume up just a little bit. But got a little bit of good news for y'all. Got a little bit of bad news for y'all. Got a couple of things in between. But I'm pretty sure y'all can kind of, assume what's the bad news. So let's just start with the bad news. But it's good news. Right? It's good news. So, Darius Leonard. My dog Darius Leonard. Okay? So, I'm going to explain to you how everything works, but we're just going to talk real quick. Right? MVP candidate 2 years ago. Or 3 years ago. Injury, and that was the scary thing about him before the signing. So if you're a Colts fan, some fans are gonna say, "Oh, I told you so." We shouldn't be putting X amount of dollars into such players and stuff. You're gonna get that, but guess what? You're not, having 100 car crashes at practice throughout the week, and then you're not gonna have 100 car crashes during the weekend, right, for the game. So Don't worry about those people, okay? Those people don't know what they're talking about. But for those people that are, Pookie and sad that Darius Leonard is now going to play in a different uniform, I feel for you. But you guys got a new coordinator, a new defensive coordinator during this time. And during this time, you guys decided to bring in a coordinator while your star player on defense is hurt. And that's fine. But you have two other linebackers and one linebacker in EJ Speed. And a lot of people are going to be high on EJ Speed now. Last year, you wouldn't have been. The year before that, you wouldn't have been. The year before that, you wouldn't have been. And the year before that, you wouldn't have been. I'm a fan of EJ Speed. But EJ Speed was not that guy. He just wasn't filling the role that he was supposed to fill for himself. That's why he wasn't even playing. Now he's playing, and now you have Zaire Franklin that's playing phenomenal. And you guys feel like you don't need Shaq Leonard. But you do. I would substitute the defense a little bit better and make things work with Shaq Leonard. Because 6.11, so $6,110,000 is going to go to Leonard, whether he plays this season for a team or doesn't play. So what you could also see is maybe Darius Leonard was on the trade market possibly and was trying to be pushed out and shipped out, but no one wanted to pay that $6 million. So that's making me think that Darius Leonard may stay on the free agency market, okay? Or may go to the free agency market. My apologies. So if you're a player that's been in the league for 4 years, if you're released, your contract is now available for any team that picks you up. Or if no team picks you up, the current team that you were cut from or released from, they now have to pay you such or whatever the money was that was on your contract during that time. So Leonard is due $6.1 million, and he'll receive that from the Colts if he does not play for another roster or on another roster for a different team this season. If he plays for a different team, he's going to be rewarded that $6.1 million from that team. So I'm thinking maybe they tried to ship him, maybe they tried to trade him, couldn't find a suitable trade pick value that they liked with the money, so they just decided to cut him and then just pay the money because they were going to have to give him the money regardless. Let's just give it to him rather than take a low-round draft pick that we're not really caring for. But then again, if you're just going to release him and give the $6.1 million, you're better off trading him for a pick, spending less money on a low-round draft pick, and then making the other team pay the $6.1 million. But that is not here nor there. That is just upon what the Indianapolis Colts would like to do. Now, I cannot tell the Indianapolis Colts what to do and what is the smartest business decision, and they probably know a million times more than me. So my opinion is my opinion, but my opinion would be to keep him on the roster or to trade him. And if I can't trade him, I would rather just keep him because I still cut him and I still got to keep him. I'd just rather him play special teams. He costs way too much money to play special teams, but I'd rather have you on my special teams roster than release you. You're not nowhere close to bad enough to be released. You're not nowhere close to bad enough to be released. Pittsburgh, I'd love if we picked up Darius Leonard to fill up the middle because Cole Holcomb took that injury out of Washington after that signing that we took. But I just don't think that we have $6 million to spare, so I don't think it's possible. So I don't know what suitors are possible for the actual fit, but I could tell you actual spots that need to be filled at middle linebacker for teams. So, like, the Steelers, and I can name a couple of other teams. Chicago Bears, I can name a few teams, right? But it doesn't mean that they have $6.1 million to spend on a player this season. So we would have to do a little bit of background research to tap into that a little bit more. If you guys would like us to, tap into that, let me know in the comments, and we could talk about that later on as the episodes go throughout this week. And then maybe Shaq Leonard possibly gets picked up before then while we're talking about him. Maybe he gets picked up after then, or maybe he doesn't get picked up at all. But we can still talk about it if you guys would want to. But at the end of the day, and to keep everything real short and real sweet, Darius Leonard was released from the Indianapolis Colts. And I will read to you guys what Jim Hersey had to say about such thing. No, I won't. Give me a second. Okay, it's not up. Give me a second. Maybe I got to pull all these up. Maybe I didn't bring none of these over. 1 second. Okay, it's not there. Is it here? Hold on, let me check something else. Let me see. Recent. I can't find my recent saved. I don't know where this went to. But here, let me pull this up for you guys really quickly. So we're not taking up too much of your guys' time. All right, so Jim Irsay put out a tweet, and this was the tweet. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys really quickly. Can I show you guys this? Sorry. Window. This should be able to show. I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah. Okay, so now you guys can see something. Okay, here we go. I gotta reframe everything. Sorry, chat. My apologies for that. My apologies. Okay, so here's what we got going on. So Darius Leonard, this is his reply. So Darius Leonard's reply to Jim Irsay, and we're gonna read what Jim Irsay had to say about, you know, the maniac Darius Leonard. And shout out to Darius Leonard, phenomenal linebacker. Now, if I'm Jim Irsay, I'm just not getting rid of you. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm gonna figure out how to work with you in the scheme. If it's really that bad, and like how you've been saying on social media, you'd like to be released with the input that you've been given for the game, that's just because of the scheme and the defensive coordinator. They don't want to put you in. They don't want to put you in. But let's talk about it real quick. So Darius Leonard decided to say, let's go, baby. Thank you at the Colts and at Jim Irsay and everyone who had a hand involved for this blessing. I'm forever thankful and honored to be a Colt. To be a Colt, not an Colt, not to be a part of the Indianapolis Colts. I'm honored to be a Colt. So he let the Indianapolis Colts fans know that, hey, I'm still here, but you know, it's just business, baby. It's business. It is what it is. And then he said, let's go, baby. So Darius Leonard is geeked to be a free agent. I mean, to be a free agent in the following season, or to be possibly picked up by a championship contender team that's willing to pay the $6.1 million, or a team that is not a championship contender team that has plenty of money and willing to spend $6.1 million to pick up Darius Leonard. And I think you have to pick up his contract after that as well. But I'm not fully sure how all of that works. You guys can let me know fully how that works, so I can do a little bit more research and be more, you know, entwined with you guys when I'm talking about what I'm talking about. But from what I'm talking about, Darius Leonard is a free agent technically. Okay, you can pick him up and you got to pay the $6.1 million. If not, you got to pick him up in free agency next year, and I'm not quite sure how all of that works with his contract going into the next seasons and stuff. So we'll figure out what's going on there. But at the end of the day, the Indianapolis Colts signed a linebacker, played a couple of games, got hurt, hasn't done much for him since, and they've wasted a lot of money. That's how the Indianapolis Colts and some Indianapolis Colts fans are going to view it, but that has nothing to do with the player and how the player actually produces. So we'll just leave it there. So we can leave it there with Darius Leonard and the Indianapolis Colts. Let's go to Jim Irsay and what he had to say about Darius Leonard. Let me see if I can find it for y'all real quick. It's a little tweet. Yeah, see, I had this picture saved for you guys, but it ain't let me read it. My bad. I want you guys to see the entire tweet. Here y'all go. Jim Irsay weighing in on Darius Leonard. Indy, I want to thank you for accepting me and my family with open arms. No, hold on. Time out. Jim Irsay put this out for Darius Leonard. So this is what Darius Leonard had to say, and Jim Irsay put this out. So I'm assuming this was a mutual agreement between the linebacker and the team owner to get this done. And then that's why he said everyone that had, an opinion on allowing me to leave, thank you, because I wasn't being used in this defensive scheme. I'm not. I don't want to be Roquan Smith on a team that's not good, and then especially not even playing. And Roquan Smith was getting to play on a team that's not good. So now let me just fully get up out of here. Let me go play for a championship contender. So this is what Darius Leonard had to say. And Jim Irsay put this tweet out. Indy, I want to thank you for accepting me and my family with open arms. These past 6 years has been nothing but incredible, through the good times and the bad times. Y'all stood by my side. I apologize for not bringing that trophy back to the 317. And he feels like he's such a good player. He controls that defense and such things. You can't control injuries, baby. You just can't. But let's get to it. The energy is Lucas Oil has been nothing but amazing. And I thank you for every memory. So shout out to the Lucas Oil Stadium for getting it done for, Darius Leonard and for putting him on for the first couple of years. He's grateful for it, but he also, has to make some new memories. I'm thankful to play for such an amazing fan base. I love you guys and wish the Colts nothing but the best. Maniac out. And he let y'all know, Maniac out, because I'm still Himothy. I'm still him. I'm still the Maniac. I'm still the guy that's going to produce. I'm still the guy that's going to get everything done. There's nothing that you can tell me that I'm not going to do as a middle linebacker. I'm him. Like, it's going to get done. So shout out to Shaquille Leonard or Shaq Leonard or Shaquille Leonard, however you pronounce the name, however you enunciate the name. My apologies. And then we can get straight to the next thing. Jalen Carter had a little interception attempt, right? Jalen Carter had a little interception attempt against Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes was spiking the ball. Carter tried to get up under there. How everybody says, why don't you try to pick it? You know we're going to spike the ball, so you know what's coming. Why don't you try to, the guard going and the center going to make sure they just block you just enough so you can't get there. It's just going to be just enough. But Jalen Carter tried. And listen, Jalen Carter, you've done what every fan has wondered for years. Why don't we try to grab that, right? Don't matter how hard you try. You're really never going to get there, but you can get close. I don't know if any spike in history has ever been intercepted. Y'all can let me know. What is the percentile rate for a quarterback spike? Is it 100%? Is a quarterback spike percentile 100%? It might be the only play in NFL history that's 100% if it is 100%. I will not lie to you. So we can go from that to where does Shaq go? And we can just talk about Shaq for 2 more seconds. If there was a couple of teams out there who would pick up Shaq Leonard, you guys let me know, who do you think would actually pick up Shaq Leonard for the $6,110,000 that's going to be owed to him this season? Who's going to pick up that contract besides the Indianapolis Colts? Y'all let me know. And then now we can go into how does free agency work with the player being released. With that, it's more so join the next episode. You see what I'm saying? Little blooper for the next episode. Little leak for the next episode. Y'all join the next episode if you want to find out what's going on there. Other than that, get on Google. Do it yourself. Other than that, wait for me. Next like 16 hours, 12 hours, something like that. Probably 10 hours, around that section. I don't know. We'll find out. So Matt Canada was fired from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank goodness. Okay, Matt Canada could have been fired 2 to 3 years ago. And I'm just being realistic, okay? Matt Canada could have been fired. But that's just me being an honest fan. That's just me being an honest viewing point from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm okay with Matt Canada getting up out of there. There's nothing wrong with Matt Canada getting up out of there, in my opinion. I've been thinking for years Matt Canada could have left. I've been thinking for years, especially with the offensive schemes changing and he does nothing to adapt with the players that he gets. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, we got what we got. And now we got a quarterback coordinator or a quarterback coach and a running back coach as the offensive coordinator. So now we have, let me get the names to you, Mike Sullivan and Coach Eddie Faulkner. Both of those coaches will now be the duo coach for the offensive coordinator position for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the remainder of the season, unless they fill that void. And I doubt that they do because they'll have to pay X amount of dollars for the season to end. They're probably not going to pay that. They probably like what they got, and that's probably why they made the decision that they made. So we get that. We can go into. I got a little bit. I got a little bit for y'all. I got some little Arnold Schwarzenegger news. I kind of got nothing pulled up for that, and I should have a couple of things pulled up for that one at least. I don't got nothing pulled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little 2-3 minute intermission. I'm going to go piss real quick. We're going to come right back. And then when I come back, hopefully I got a slideshow for y'all for Schwarzenegger and a couple of little tidbits that y'all might want to know. So be ready. All right, quick little intermission. I'll be back, chat. I have my mic muted that whole time on the pod. Everything I just said was muted, chat. What y'all want from me? I'm mad at myself. So anyways, I was basically saying just shout out to Darius Leonard. Hopefully, he goes to the new team and he's happy. And then I was touching bases on the Arnold Schwarzenegger incident again, man. Long story short, I'll be back was supposed to be I will be back, because Arnold Schwarzenegger is German and he wanted to enunciate the word the phrase how he wanted to enunciate it. The director told him, I don't tell you how to act. Don't tell me how to write. He said, okay. He laughed. He said it 10 times, and they took the best one. They took their favorite one. They took the one that they liked the most. So shout out to Pat McAfee for getting Arnold Schwarzenegger on his show. Make sure you go check out the pod. Make sure you go check out the interview. It was dope. But he broke down a little bit of detail about the I'll be back and how everybody remembers him for that. And everybody remembers him for the we'll get back to the chopper or get back to the chopper. So people will say that to him while he's driving by or while he's walking by, whatever the case is. He's embraced that as a fan. That's not the only thing for a fan's perspective that he's known for. It's just something legendary. And it's just something really cool and catchy to say. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's dope that he understands that and he isn't afraid of fans saying that to him nonstop and being like, damn, I kind of wish they'd say something else, or being annoyed with it and stuff like that. So shout out to Darius Leonard, shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and shout out to the Pat McAfee show for making a couple things be possible. He also talked about his max bench press. His max bench press was 525. His max deadlift was 610. Was 710, sorry, and his max squat was 610 pounds. So squat 610, deadlift 710, and bench press 225. Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He also gave kudos to the other bodybuilders that are in the competitions right now, saying that they lift a lot more weight than him. So kudos to you for even being able to commend other athletes in your position that are trying to take your throne that you've had for the last 2 decades. So shout out to you. Quick little chat, shout out Recon XB. What up with you, gang? What's goody? What's going on, gang? What up with you? Hopefully, last night helped just a little bit with your fantasy football, big dog. I got a little bit more to talk about. We got a Rod Wave and a Boosie incident. It's a little suing situation that's possible right there. But I also got to talk about these Swifties. So I'm going to hit this Black and Mild one time, and then we're going to talk about these Swifties, and then we're going to get into a lot more news. Hear me up. What up with you? The league in shambles. Why? Did you make a trade and they don't like how you got, like how your team looks afterwards, or like how you made a trade and someone else done something? I can't hear. Let me see. Let me turn up on my phone, see if I can hear myself. You made a trade and someone else done something? I can't hear. Turn your volume up. I can hear myself. I know I'm good. Please turn your volume up, Danielle. What up with you though? Appreciate you popping into the podcast. You'll go for that. Thank you. Everyone is pissed off. Look, anyone is mad. Say, come join this podcast and tell me why they're mad. And I'm someone from an unbiased standpoint. Just link the podcast. Just link the pod and say, explain it to him how it's a bad trade. And I'll agree. Just tell any one of them to come into this podcast and explain how it's a bad trade, and I will agree. Tell any one of them to pull up. I would have took T-Law over Justin Fields. So, I can explain that trade in, multiple ways. No one will ever pull up to the podcast for me to explain that to him, though. I'll give you that. But it's not a bad trade. I don't care if your league is in shambles. They don't know what they're talking about. Respectfully, they won't play me in fantasy football. Tell them to come play me. Tell them come play me. Tell them come play me and don't do no trades. Tell them to come draft with me and come do no trades and come play me. I'll play every one of them each week. And we'll see who has the best record. Everybody versus me weekly through 10 weeks. And let's just see who has the best record. Or we can go through the rest of the weeks to the playoffs. People won't even do that. Like, you could say little wild shit and they still won't even join the podcast, right? Like, you could say the most wildest thing to get them to join, they still want to join. You could say the most cool thing to say, hey, he's giving away $500 today. They will think that they never got a chance to win. Like, all types of little shit, bro. So it's like, people being pissed off, who gives a fuck? I can sit here on this podcast and say 1,000 words to 1,000,000 words. And guess what? There could be 1,000 listeners and 990 of them not like majority of what I say, but they'll still listen. Right? They pissed off. Who gives a fuck? They still gonna play fantasy football. Who gives a fuck? Don't let the shit bother you. Let the shit bother you, ruins your day, big dog. I promise you. It'll ruin your day. You got a good trade-off for you, and it made sense for you, and it made sense for the other guy. It doesn't have to make sense to the other team owners in the league. It does not have to. If they cannot understand trade value for teams and for position of the team, then it has nothing to do with them. It has absolutely nothing to do with them, and they are irrelevant. I promise you, they're as irrelevant as they will be when it comes to the Super Bowl. Only one team's going to win. 90% of the league is irrelevant. So, or if you're not in a 10 team, you're in a 12 team league like you, it's like 86% or 84% or whatever is irrelevant. Doesn't matter, gang. The trade will go through. If you have a voting system like how ours is, that may not get voted for, right? Because ours is a voting system to every team. And if it gets 6 votes, if it gets over 50%, it passes. We don't give a fuck. If it's 50%, then I decide as the commissioner, and I allow all trades. Unless it's completely lopsided, then I don't allow it. But ours is a dynasty, so it's way different. Like a non-keeper league, I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's a non-keeper. You redraft at the end of the year, and you probably replace 2 or 3 teams, if not more. I don't care. I do not care. Trade what you want to trade. My team is going to be my team regardless. If I could have got a good trade like that, I should have traded the guy. I mean, it's that simple, man. It's that simple. If anybody could have got the trade done, they would have traded it. They just didn't want to trade what they had. So don't get mad that I made the trade. You feel me? Like, there's so many ways you can look at it. But anyways, now I got Fields, Jones, Mixon, Kamara, Jetta, Puka, Nico, and that's huge that you got to keep Puka and Nico and keep Jones while receiving Kamara and getting the backup with Pitts. That's a huge benefit for you. You can go pick up a quarterback in waivers. Just go pick up a quarterback in waivers to replace him. Give yourself the backup quarterback. Go pick up who you think's the best available. Or you go pick up Deontay Foreman. You make it easy on yourself. You make it real easy on yourself. Simple. But anybody saying that that's a bad trade, they just don't know football and they don't know points and they don't understand an algorithm at all and how it works. They just don't understand fantasy. I could care less, and that's how you should view it. But 90% of team owners will allow that shit to get to them, including myself at certain times. But yeah, good trade. I like the trade on your side, not his. But the trade makes sense on his side because he needs a quarterback. And I like T-Law better than both of the quarterbacks that he has. So it makes sense for both rosters. You take Stafford. Love sucks. Love doesn't throw to the number 1 wide receiver, which is Christian Watson, so I just don't care. Love is instantly out of the picture for me. Don't care. Trash. Feel me? That's how I debate that one, gang. All right, chat, let me play a little song in my ear, and then let's get back to the pod, man. Hey, Reckon, I appreciate you popping back in on the pod 2 days in a row, though. That's love, baby. That's love. We got a night at night show coming tonight too on a later tip too, so don't worry about that. We do got a night show coming, but we're gonna stream for a little bit on this, and then we're gonna kick it in on the late night show at night on the late night tip. But I got a little bit more to talk about on this pod for y'all, so I gotta run through a couple of things at least. But I'm glad you got the trade to go through. I'm glad the other team owner accepted the trade. It's just, can the league allow the trade? They can bitch and they can moan all they want, but I'm pretty sure that Other people have made a trade that you've bitched and moaned about, and the trade still went through. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I promise you, who cares? It's fantasy football. Let's be realistic. Who cares? I'm here. How are you? I'm good, Danielle. How are you? Hopefully everything good your way. Hopefully everything good. Everything good this way, though. Chat, my ankle not swelling like a motherfucker tonight, thank goodness. But we got to understand what our injury was last night. And it's it's a low to mid ankle sprain. It's a low to mid ankle sprain. And it's a lot worse than what I thought it was. But it's a lot better than what I thought it was because I thought it was my Achilles. So I don't care that it's an ankle sprain. Do not care. I've taken two injuries to my body / joints besides my lower back since playing football at Eastern Kentucky and in high school. So I'll live with 2 little ankle injuries, and I got them both from basketball, and then the other one was from just sitting in a damn chair. So we'll live with 2. One I tore everything. The other one, I can still walk on this bitch. So it's really just a light ankle sprain. I don't care. So that's how we living. I know last night I was worried about it. Let's talk about a couple of things real quick. Shout out to Taylor Swift, man. Big salute to Taylor Swift. Shout out to Taylor Swift. My Insta is Juice TV, buddy. I'll put it in here real quick before I do this little segment real quick. I got you. That's my Instagram gang. So shout out to Taylor Swift for being able to perform in unusual circumstances. So you got unusual circumstances. You're able to perform. Kudos to you. 1,000 fans, I guess, fainted. I would say probably 200. Like in Swifties. No disrespect. I'm gonna say about 200 of y'all probably faking it. Okay, about 200 of y'all probably faking it and saying that y'all fainted. Y'all probably really ain't faint. Y'all just adding a little extras. Okay. But I'll probably say about 800 of y'all really fainted, probably. And that's crazy that even one person fainted. But even if 1,000 people fainted, that is insane to me. That 1,000 people was reported to have fainted once Taylor Swift was starting to faint on stage. So shout out to the fans for having that type of support. Shout out to the fans for having that type of... It's different when you're that deeply involved with an artist that what happens to them affects you. And you can see that in a live performance. So imagine how their music affects that person's daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly life. So imagine how music affects people's everyday life for their entire life compared to when they're in the actual building with the artist and they see them faint. Now they faint. So imagine how that artist takes their music very seriously. You see what I'm saying? So there really is those type of fans that are out there that you see those wild comments and they have some crazy wild stand or some crazy wild viewing point, and you're just like, there's no way you're that big of a such and such fan. They are, okay? They are. They are that big of a fan. So shout out to Taylor Swift for one. It seems like she's okay. That's the only reason why I'm covering this. So shout out to her, and hopefully she has a speedy recovery. Shout out to all of the Swifties, and hopefully they have a speedy recovery. And then also, once again, shout out to everybody in that building for once being that real of a fan. Like, it really takes some realism in the building to even have that happen. Even if one person faints, it takes some realism in the building for that to happen. Like, so, and it's not just that's happening because it's just there's that many fans that have loved her music and her consistency for this long that they are willing to allow their bodies to go through what her body goes through because they feel like they feel what she feels in certain moments. And that's because they love their music and they love what they hear. And you can't tell people that they're not doing something or they're not feeling a certain type of way because of the music. So shout out to Taylor Swift and the way that she makes Swifties and other fans around the world feel about her music and make other artists feel about her music. So, kudos to you and kudos to the fans. So we also got we could jump into the I guess since we're here in the music section, we might as well jump into it. Let's jump into this Boosie ones and twos, and then let's jump into so we're gonna jump into this little Boosie ones and twos, and then after we jump into this Boosie, we're gonna jump into the Rod Wave. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what was said. I believe this goes here. Yeah, that do go there. So this is what Boosie had to say. It's a 10-minute joint. I'm only gonna listen to about a minute of it. I've only listened to a minute, and I really only need to listen to a minute. And then we're gonna cover Rod Wave section, and then we're gonna react to everything and let y'all know how we feel about it. Oh, my apologies. Y'all can't hear. I got y'all.
Just business, bro. Businessman, bro. Feed your kids off what I created. And I ain't gonna give my kids nothing. And I created it. I can't let you take from my kids, bro. You ain't gonna take from Michael Jackson kids. You ain't gonna sample Elton John.
You not Elton John. You not. I don't give a man. I'm Boosie. Anybody that's about to say that, I don't care. That's what he's gonna say. I'm just letting y'all. I'm Boosie, okay? I'm Boosie. I'm here. What are we talking about? I'm here. You sampling it for a reason. Same shit. What's we talking about? So let's go.
Word for word, everything.
Now that's tough. Man. That's when it hits home.
Easy, bro. Just put me in the paperwork, bro. Like, shit easy, bro. Like, everybody else can get paid. Anybody else you sample, you gonna go to the label and pay them. It ain't nothing but putting me in the paperwork, letting me get my publishing, bro. Like, you know,
we're gonna resume this, but I want to ask y'all something real quick, right? Real quick. It's no issue for you to do this with other artists. So that makes me feel like Boosie hit somebody and said, "Do your research real quick for me." Has Rod Wave sampled someone's music before and not gave them publishing and credit for it? If so, who all has he done such things with? And then I feel like the report came back, Lil Boosie alone. I could be wrong, y'all let me know, but I feel like that's where Boosie is coming from. So let's tap back in.
When I die, that shit go to my kids, bro. You want to make money off what I created? It came out this brain.
Mm-hmm. Talk to him.
It came out this brain, bro. Like, that's nothing but respect, bro, you know. It's business, bro. You say he paid homage, paying homage. What's the most important thing in paying homage? What word you hear? Paying. I respect dudes who pay homage.
Time out now. Listen. It's not always about the paying word, but it's about paying. It's about the word paying. It's not about the word paying and what it means as in the money. It means are you giving me rights that, hey, I took this from someone, or hey, I got this from someone, and they can get some rights to it in some shape or way or form, right? And their kids can eat off of this. Or is it okay to take a video idea from Mr. Beast and do the exact same replica and replicate 5 of his videos? And you're going to say that that's not the same thing as replicating one song. It's not. I should probably replicate 10 to 20 videos. Okay? I'm just kicking you game. Now, Mr. Beast is crazy out of the ballpark because his videos are such high caliber that it's damn near impossible for you to even produce anything of such. But the point is that I'm making, is you're not, as a content creator for me, I'm not about to touch something that Mr. Beast touched and then redo it and then act as if I'm doing the exact same thing as Mr. Beast and then putting my name on it, which is just which is literally just copying someone, which is what every YouTuber does, right? And there's nothing wrong with it with a lot of YouTubers' eyes. But the big thing wrong with it is you're taking someone else's input that they created and you're not giving them no credit. As a YouTuber, we will credit them. Shout out to Mr. Beast for coming up with the idea. This is where I got it from. Shout out to Mr. Beast and everybody involved for being able to produce some of the most phenomenal film that I've ever seen that made me want to reproduce some film like this. You know, anything like that. Like, you're giving the credit. Like, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is you gotta give the credit, and it's not just give the credit in the YouTuber's eyes. In the YouTuber's eyes, you're willing to give a percentage of whatever you receiving from the ad revenue to that big content creator. Because guess what? That big content creator is going to copyright it, and then you have no choice but to give him everything because you used some of their content or you took from their content. And especially if you're using the same words. So let's just tap back into what Lil Boosie had to say. But that's just like some little tidbits on how I feel about the situation and how I feel like the situation can be viewed in my perspective, rather than, you know, trying to speak for someone else's perspective. That's just coming from my perspective.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. All right, chat. My dad gave me some tickets to scratch on the pod. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 tickets to scratch on the pod. Got a little birthday present. Chat, if y'all don't know, my birthday is at noon, or at 12. You dig me, at 12 tonight. So I'm going to spark up. Got a little joint that I've had rolled for the whole pod. I'm going to spark this up. And then we're going to do a little bit of scratching real quick. We're going to do a little bit of scratching after we listen to this Lil Boosie. Let's get to it.
Homage, but
shout out to my pop.
I mean, is that going to feed my kid? What's the most important word in paying homage? Paying.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you wishing me birthday. Happy birthday at 12 when I go back live with the late show. I appreciate that. That's love for popping back in.
I created it, bro. Word for word, I created it.
Appreciate you, reckon.
I get you say pay, they paying homage. What's the word in paying homage? Okay, they paying homage. What's the main word in paying homage? Paying.
But this is the other thing. Paying homage isn't just taking my shit that I said and reusing my shit and making it your voice. I know this shit gonna sound hot in your voice. Your voice is hot to the streets. You global right now. They want to hear your voice. Of course my shit is gonna sound good. Come on.
Paying. I created that, bro. You not gonna sample nobody else and not pay them but Boosie.
Shout out to IG Live video moments where I got this from.
Paperwork.
I'll show y'all that shit too. Oh no, I can't now.
Wrong. You ain't gonna do that to Cash Money. You ain't gonna do that to No Limit.
Talk to him.
You ain't gonna sample nobody else shit word for word.
But listen to me. They gonna do it with Boosie stuff because they know Boosie a real one. He might let me. No, I'm not letting you slide. Not letting you slide, bro. No one else out here is letting you slide. I'm just not letting you slide, bro. If everyone else out here in the world is letting you slide, I might let you slide on one of them. But you do it twice, though, I'm a damn fool, though. You do it twice, I'm a fool. You do it twice, I'm a fool, not to get something up out of it, or not to even say, hey, you know, pay, like, beyond homage and just doing the little shit that you've done. That's really no homage. That's just saying, okay, I'm going to take your lyrics. That's not even saying, hey, yo, big shout out to Boosie for making this song even possible. Make sure you go flood Lil Boosie's platforms on every live stream platform. Cut straight to the video. You ain't giving him publishing. You ain't giving him rights. But guess what? In that music video and in that video that drops, and in that sound, that audio sample that drops, from the start of that motherfucker, you gonna know something. It's just a principle of things. It's the GP of things, and that's just really what it is. It'll be Eastern Central, brother. It'll be Eastern. It'll be the East Coast time, big dog. It'll be the East Coast time.
Same name of the songs, everything. And not give me nothing.
Damn, and you took the same name. That's tough.
Not give me nothing.
That's tough.
I created it.
So that means you feeding off of his name that's got millions of searches.
Sample, y'all gonna pay them.
Millions
Y'all
of
gonna get them
searches.
a split. It ain't nothing but putting me in the paperwork. Everybody else.
Yes, sir, reckon. I may be a little bit earlier than that too. I may be a little bit earlier. I may do it at 10,
if you
honestly.
don't get my side, you ignorant.
I may do it at 11 your time.
You don't know how business goes.
11 or 1.
Everybody, if you take their lyrics or if you take their song, they get paid.
Mm-hmm.
They'll split it up with them. They'll give them 25%, 30%. You know, they'll split. It's everybody. This is how the industry goes. That's how it goes. Everybody get paid. Anybody they sample, they gonna get paid. And you think niggas just can sample my shit word for word and I don't get nothing? And I don't supposed to do nothing? You'll pay the white man. You gonna pay Michael Jackson. You gonna pay.
But you gonna get off on your own culture. It's a damn shame. I know y'all can hear the audio. Let's get back to the visuals. This is a damn shame. From the viewing points, it's a damn shame.
Prince. Anybody else. It's just people boosting too gangster for you to pay. I'm a businessman, bro. Business is business, bro. These my kids' money you taking away from me, you know? And he say he looked up to me. I appreciate that, but you ain't gonna do that to people you look up to. You don't look up to...
Look. So I'll say this, right? I'll say this. So let me ask y'all something. If y'all got somebody y'all look up to, man. If y'all got somebody y'all look up to. Let me ask y'all this. If y'all got somebody y'all look up to, are you willing to betray what you feel is looking up? So imagine this. Imagine you being on the other side of that coin. And a young cat pulling up to you saying, hey, I looked up to you, man. That's why I just dropped this song an hour ago because of you, man. And then they say, oh, word. They listen to the song. This ain't how it went down, I'm just saying. They listen to the song. It's a good song. But you used a lot of my shit, and the title is my shit. I'm not seeing my name nowhere involved. I get that you looked up to me, but you could have just liked that song. And you could have looked up to me for certain things and certain moments of your life, but you may have just done that for certain songs. So you took a song that you think you would sound good on with your voice, taking my lyrics, and then use it as your own. That's cool. Use it as your own. I need parts. Let me break it down to you. Juiice TV. Juiice TV. Put over 1,000 videos out. Out of 1,000 videos, 950 of them I never made a penny from. The record label took every dime, and the artist took every dime from everything I ever done. I ain't do no bitching, no moaning, no complaining, no 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 nothing. Wrote it out, it is what it is, I understand that. Change it up a little bit, try to make them my own, try to get some credit somehow, some way to be able to make some cheese on my end. Change the formula a little bit, right? That's what we've been doing on the Juiice TV channel. Make sure you go tap into it. But it's the same thing. I can't get mad at them for saying I want the money for you reacting to my music. I get that I'm reacting to it and I'm putting my face on it. It's my opinion. It's the only reason they're watching. But the only reason that they clicked on the video in the first place was because of that song. And because that song meant something to that person or didn't mean something to that person. Or that song had a thought in that person's head or didn't have a thought. It was something to where that made them click to make that person's opinion matter to them. It's still at the end of the day, they're clicking for that reason, which is that artist or that person or that thing or that human or that object or that whatever the fuck you're talking about. Even if it's fucking Crayolas, I mean, that's an object again. But still, like, whatever you're talking about. Like if I react to Crayola and I dropped the how Crayolas are made on the Juice TV channel, which I got the video dropping. It's a spoiler alert. No one's really gonna hear about this. It's cool. Got a video dropping for y'all. It's a 7-8 minute video and it's got like 18 hours worth of edits in it. It's got over 12,000. It's got over 12,000 edits in, or 1,200. Sorry, it's got over 1,200 edits inside of an 8-minute video. That means like every 3 seconds there's a change in the video. On average, there's something happening. So it's like, just because I do all of that doesn't give me the rights to use their shit. I could just use pictures of it or use segments of it and then use my footage to cover the whole thing. But then that takes away from what you guys want to view and what you guys want to see. The same way that when Rod Waves covers the song and he changes the lyrics to what he wants to say, guess what happens? If you don't like it, you're gone instantly. Song doesn't do the same numbers. When it hits the same, oh, hold on, what's new in this motherfucker? Now when you finally get something that's new, it hits different. That's how it helps us YouTubers. Certain things will hit different, and especially if the content creator, which is like me, and which I won't do, which I should do, will fake the shit and just over analyze something or over joyful something or over downplay something that shouldn't be, and then just pick one of the three. Either go in the median, go with the super high, or go with the super low. Me, I'm just real honest. It is what it is. I don't know what I'm gonna get you, and there's no consistency in that. But people that pick one, low, median, or high, and how to judge somebody or how to judge the content that they're creating or how to put out the music or whatever they're putting out, guess what happens? It's the same thing with the consistency. Same thing. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much and didn't lose nobody. And hopefully everything made sense. But let's tap back into what Boosie said. We're 4 minutes in. I'm going to listen to like another 30 seconds and then we're gone.
The other dudes who y'all pay, you know, anybody else y'all sample, why do that to somebody you look up to? Say, I
hear
did
you.
something foul because he looked up to me. Why would you do that to somebody you look up to if you would pay somebody else who you don't even know?
That's facts. That's facts.
You ever met Prince, all these motherfuckers who y'all pay? Rap a lot, everybody.
Tell me, you don't even know Prince or no one is dead and damn sure not going to call their mama and their daddy or someone that they love that they got still alive and not going to call and ask them for permission. But you going to call the record label and you going to call the publishing and you going to call everything that you have to call to make sure your song can get out, to make sure you can make your money. It's all about, can you make your money? That's all it is. It's can you make your motherfucking money off of somebody else's. Off of somebody else's.
Master P, you didn't look up to him. You paid him.
Talk to him, Boosie.
Why
You look
do
up
that
to me, but you
somebody
ain't pay me
look
though.
up to? Don't play the victim. I mean,
Tough.
don't play the victim. I'm the victim.
That's tough.
A lot of people on here not my fans. Because if you was my fans, you would be mad right now.
Talk to him.
It's not hating. It's not hating.
Who said hating?
It's
I
not
wanna
hating.
I wanna see who said that.
Because if you was my fans, you would be mad right now. It's not hating. My fans. I'm the victim. Shit. A lot of people on here not my fans.
Oh, it skipped through it. It skipped through it. It skipped through it.
It's
My
not
bad,
hating. It's not hating. What if you had songs? Everybody on this live, what if you had songs? And somebody took your song word for word and ain't give you nothing for it. If anybody on this, a lot of people on this live never had nothing. If you had a song, and this song, just say if this song, you getting publishing on this song, if you had somebody with $300,000-$400,000,
Okay.
that was yours. If you wrote a song, the same song, you would let somebody just take your song if this money was going to you and your kids? You would just let them have $300,000-$400,000?
Oh, for using their voice on your shit? Tough.
Would you let your kids just get took out $300,000, $400,000? You wouldn't say nothing. None of y'all on this y'all wouldn't say nothing.
I want to see what he say after
You
this.
made the song, everything. That's the question. Would you let somebody take your kids' money and you just say no? My kids don't need no $200,000, $300,000. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it.
And listen to me real quick. My bad, y'all can't really see it, but y'all can hear it, right? Y'all can see. I mean, Boosie really just moving around, right?
$300,000. Y'all can have
but anyways, y'all can have it, right? So y'all can have it. So, damn, I didn't even change it to the right screen. All right, so look, you see Boosie talking, right? Boosie been talking.
My kids don't need no $200,000, $300,000.
Anyways, y'all can have it, all right? All right, so y'all can have it, right? So that's where we're at. My bad, y'all. So, let me ask y'all something. You think if Boosie didn't have kids, he want to be I'm going to say 1 million, but we going to play 10 times. Let's play 10 times on the low side. More mad? I promise you. If Boosie didn't have kids, this live would have said completely different shit, or the live would have never happened and he would have got in touch with Rod Wave. And it's not because I have that presumption of Boosie for the years that I've seen him on social media and shit like that. No, and it's not because I think Boosie's a killer. It's not because I think Boosie's some super tough guy. It's not. No, he's just an OG. He has respect. He's been in the culture for a very long time. He's done a lot of shit for the fucking community. And I mean a lot. I mean a lot. And not just for his own city, but a lot for his own city. And his own state. I mean a lot. A ton. More in a year than what your top 10 artists will do for their own state and their own city within a decade. And he'll do that in a year type shit. Like, I'm being serious with y'all. Boosie really with the community. He really give back all of that. So that's why I hurt him when people try to finesse him off of the love, because he do everything off of the love. So he thinking off of the GP, which is the general principle which is the principle. And the principle is if you and I give each other a hug and we friends, I love you, bro. Giving you a hug because I love you. If you don't love me back, don't give me no hug. That's the principle. The principle is I'm opening these things up because I love you. Do you love me back? Alright, gang, say no more. I got you. It's just that common. It's the principle of that. It's very simple. If you love me as an artist and you love my music and you love what I've done for the culture and you love what I've done for the present music and the before music and the past or the past music, guess what? That means, oh, you're a fan of mine. You look up to me. Okay, so if you're a fan of mine and you look up to me, so you should have those recognitions. You don't have those recognitions, it kind of falls flat for me. And then once it falls flat, I don't really know where we stand. And now I got to make a post and I feel some type of way because I even got to make a post. I feel like you should have been got up with me before the song even came out. Now I got to make a post because the song done came out and I done heard my shit on your song. The whole song, now I'm feeling some type of way. So this makes certain people feel some type of way because it feels like they got no love, man. It feels like the principle don't mean shit to people. And it feels like there's just no love, man. It feels like the devil rule the money, but the devil does not rule no money. It's the pride inside of the human being, and it's what the human being isn't gonna allow someone to do or allow someone to feel to their presence and certain little shit, and however you want to take it. And I could go, more in depth about it, but at the end of the day, it's not the devil that rules money, man. It's us. It's our pride. It's our viewing points, and it's our thought processes, and it's what we think is right over someone else's what they think is right. If we look at a situation 50-50, and I know I'm taking someone else's music, they have 51% of the argument, I have 49. Regardless, I have to listen now. You have more percentage of the vote than me. I gotta listen. I gotta listen at this point. Guess what? I'm not listening. I'm just saying what I want to say back, and if you don't like it, it is what it is type shit. But like I try to like mediocre it in between. But none of that is okay. It's whatever Lil Boosie says is what's supposed to go. And if it don't go, guess what? It's not happening. Same things if you touch Taylor Swift shit. That record label gonna tell you, touch it if you want. Touch it if you brave. Go ahead. Touch that. Touch it if you brave. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you want to do. Do your thing. Turn up. Yeah. I'ma see you. Trust me. You gonna see me. You don't know who I am, but I'ma see you and you gonna see me. And Taylor Swift or whoever the artist is will not even have to be present. But you will. And you gonna see me. Like it's just little shit, man. But anyways, let's get to it.
Y'all can have it. If one of y'all on this live wrote a song and somebody took your whole song.
Hold on, talk to him, Boosie.
That you thought of, every word.
Huh?
And the money was going to your kids. Would you say, oh, you can have that? You can have that money. They're not gonna do that to Mariah Carey.
Man, all right. We get the point. Okay, let's go to Rod Wave's perspective real quick, Chet. I've been dragging this on for a nice little minute. Will not lie to you. Trying to make the pod as long as we can, but also give good content and good backstory behind everything, and make everything respectable on our end as well. Especially when these podcasts or these IG or YouTube channels that upload all of this stuff, just see this. Just know that I'm showing love, man. Like Spokes and Vogues, I appreciate you. Look, I'll show you shit right now. I couldn't show the other dude shit. Look, y'all can see it, but not really, man. It's SPOKES and VOGUES. But anyways, this is what Rod Wave had to say about, the Lil Boosie situation.
Man, I'm gonna pull up. Fuck you talking about suing me? I hope it ain't what he say. Hey, bro, I'll pull up on you, bro. Tell me a number.
There's no number. There's no number. There's no number. There's no number, but let's go.
Tell me a real number, though. Not okay, a real.
What you mean a real number, not a crazy number? There ain't none of that. It don't even gotta be that, but hold on.
I know when they gonna pull up and make sure you straight.
Now forward Rod.
Suki, fuck. And you don't gotta keep posting to talk to me. Fine, reach out, nigga. You're one of the niggas at your camp from my city. Nigga, reach out to a nigga, get a phone number, nigga, call me, nigga. Ain't gotta keep getting on your shit to talk to me, bitch, bro. I'm right here, bitch. I'm not what you think I am. You feel me? Man, this shit got
I like that, though. I like that. I love that, actually. I love that. So, look. So, I love the... Alright, so look, I can cut this into a video for you guys. Start one flex for Bingwin. I can go into depth and help you out if you tell me like how many teams and your record and stuff like that. It can really help me out with you and how I give you a response. But if you just want a quick response like other podcasts and stuff, gang. But I got to do this other segment in this video right now, as you see I'm doing, or in this podcast. But my answer would be on that one: Ford, Godwin, T. Higgins, Dalton Kincaid, Coop, and then Wilson. Garrett though. Garrett Wilson, I'm not cool with just because of the situation, right? T is the same thing. It's a situation, so you're gonna be cool on both of those. If you pass on Garrett Wilson, you have to pass on T. Higgins. So the same thing, right? So you instantly take both of those out of the equation. Dalton Kincaid, if Knox is not back healthy, that's probably your second best option. Deshaun Watson isn't there. I'm cool on DTR getting the ball to Cooper. on a consistency basis. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is. It's a gamble. But you play in a PPR league that gives 6 points for a touchdown. You can literally have a running back play the entire game, 90% of this, 96% of the snaps, and get 100 yards rushing. And then have one running back come in for 4% of the plays, which is 2 plays, and get a 1 yard rush for a touchdown and another 1 yard rush for a touchdown. And he will score more points than the other running back that played 99% of the, or 96% of the game. And he carried the fucking team and put the team on his back. So, like, you're playing against a lot of luck. And that's why I explain it that way. All of those leagues that are designed that way, in which that's 90% of fantasy leagues in the world, they're all designed that way. It's based off of luck and percentages and can you get lucky that week. It's really not based upon skill. It's not based upon if you're better than someone else in fantasy football. That's why you guys get looped into going to podcasts and asking a million questions. That's why you don't see dynasty owners going into a million questions on 5 different guys on who they should play. It's one of 2 guys that they should play. Or it's, hey, what does this trade look like with, this trade capital and all this other stuff involved? It's so many different elements rather than just the players. Fuck, bro. You could pick up a waivery wire in your league, even if you're in a 14-team league, and the guy could be a nobody, score a touchdown, and he score more points than that's a fucking somebody with a big first and last name in your league. So, that's just how I view it. But yeah, that's no offense, gang. But my answer would be Ford, Godwin, or Kincaid. Like, they're all around the same exact value. Ford and Kincaid would probably be the 2 higher values because they get in the red zone a little bit more than what Tampa Bay does. And Tampa Bay will usually target Mike Evans or Rashard White in the red zone. So therefore, Godwin's, the 30 to 30 guy, from the 30 yard line on your side to the 30 of the other side. So inside that side and inside that yardage system, he's phenomenal. Same thing as Tyler Lockett. But you just got to know what you're doing. It's just like Tyler Lockett, to me, has no value in a fantasy league. He has no value. He's just a PPR guy that gets points for catches and yards. That's it. His touchdowns will be minimal. I don't care. I'd rather have DK Metcalf. DK's Metcalf value would be round 1 versus round 12 to me. But that's just how I view it. But, like, there's certain things, like, it's just super touchdown oriented. So, like, Cooper could have a touchdown, Kincaid could have a touchdown, Godwin could have a touchdown, Ford could have a touchdown. T. Higgins and Wilson, if you're shaky on either one of them, you're shaky for the same exact reasons. So you just don't worry about either or of them, and you just sit them both. But the fact that both of them players are sitting on your bench and you probably drafted both of them before every one of them other players that you're naming is fucking insane. But it's just because you're in a touchdown fantasy league. Like, touchdowns are rewarded more than anything. A guy can come in and play one fucking snap and get a touchdown and get more points than a guy that played the entire game and got 5 catches for 44 yards. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, it's too much luck for me. So, like, that's why I explain it to y'all. Y'all do what y'all want to do, man. Like I'm telling y'all, y'all do whatever y'all think is best. There's really no right and there's no wrong answer with how y'all play fantasy football. It's so much luck that's involved that it's literally insane. It's touchdown oriented. That's all it is. If you take away the touchdowns, your fantasy is completely different and the scoring system is completely different and how points are put out are completely different. But that's why the touchdowns matter so much in your league, because it's just based upon luck. People can play it for 5 minutes a week and have a roster and fuck around and go 10-0 just because they know how to draft somewhat, and the other people in the league don't know how to draft just as good as him. So you got a little bit better team, just a little bit, not much, but it's just an opinion better. And then somehow his opinion ended up being closer to right, and then next thing you know, he spends 10 minutes on the fantasy roster for the entire week, and it takes nothing. It takes literally nothing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, especially with like 7 players or 8 players or 9 players starting. It takes less than 5 minutes a week. It takes less than 5 minutes. It's super simple. I mean, trades are super simple. It's just based upon opinion and luck. It's not based upon opinion, skill factor, snap count, possessions, and shit like that. It's just literally based upon luck, touchdowns, and if you like a name or not. It's that simple. I seen your comment a while ago, Parker. My bad. I still got to do the segment, but I wanted to tap into Bingwin O2 YouTube one time. But that's just really how I view all your guys' leagues. I said the same thing to Reckon when he was on the podcast on the at night show last night, and he's still here. But he popped in last night, talked to him about some trades and stuff. And it's just my viewing points and my opinions. Don't mean that they're right. Yeah, it's just how I feel. But would you do this? Monty for Warren? No. I would never trade David Montgomery for... It doesn't even make sense to me. Logically, it doesn't make sense to me. It's... So, like, the questions that you guys ask me is insane. And it's insane on, like, 19 levels. So, who moves the ball better? Detroit or Pittsburgh? Like, and listen, I'm not being, like, rude. Who moves the ball better? Detroit or Pittsburgh? Detroit. Okay, and I'm a Steelers fan. Okay? Who has better defense right now? Detroit or Pittsburgh? It's a toss-up. But you'd probably take Detroit, but not really because they allow a lot of points. But their offense scores a lot more points. So it calls for their time of possession to be a little bit less because they score a lot faster than Pittsburgh. So it's really a toss-up, but a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about. So let's just go back to the basics, okay? Would you do this, Monty, for Warren? Who runs more? Monty. Who's guaranteed more snaps? Monty. Who's guaranteed to get the ball in the red zone first? Monty. Who's guaranteed to get the ball in the red zone over another running back that was drafted in the top 15 picks in the first round of last year's draft? Monty. Okay? Najee Harris wasn't even that high of a draft pick, but he was a high draft pick, but he wasn't as high as Gibbs. And he isn't as fresh as Gibbs, and he's also losing his spot to the guy that's currently running. So he's currently taking a spot, which I commend him for, but yet you're going to compare him to a Monty that is a run-heavy offense, that is a run-first offense, that is a run-through offense, that is a Dan Campbell offense, that is I just signed you on a contract and paid you a lot of money, and yet you fumbled in the first couple of weeks, and you fumbled recently, but I'm still riding with you till the wheels fall off, and I'm still going to give you anywhere between 15 to 20-some carries a game, and I'm going to give you every red zone touch possible. Not just because you're playing Chicago last week. So the questions that you guys ask to me don't make no sense, especially when you guys are in your league. But I understand your guys' viewing points because everyone has an opinion. But like if you guys just ask for mine, I could give you guys real quick ass answers. But like it does nothing for my podcast. Like you guys won't stay if you guys don't like my reply and stuff like that. So I try to reply and be a little bit, more lenient. But like, would you do this, Monty for Warren? I would never trade Monty for Warren. I wouldn't trade Monty for Najee Harris. I wouldn't trade Monty for Najee Harris and Warren. What am I going to do? Start them both at the same time and put one in my flex now? I don't need a flex that bad. I mean, and if you need a flex that bad, then you need a different flex. That's probably why your record isn't undefeated or top of the division. So it's just like simple little things like that. But yeah, I got to get back to this Rod Wave shit.
Man, you ain't got to sue no nigga like me, man. I'm gonna pull up. Fuck you talking about suing me? I hope it ain't what he say. Yeah, bro, I'll pull up on you, bro. Tell me a number. Tell me a real number, though. I don't care a real number. They gonna pull up and make sure you straight. Nigga, you got to fucking sue me. Fuck. And you don't gotta keep posting or talk to me. Fine, reach out, nigga. You're one of the niggas at your camp from my city. Nigga, reach out to a nigga, get a phone number, nigga, call me, nigga. Ain't gotta keep getting on your shit to talk to me, bitch, bro. I'm right here, bitch. I'm not what you think I am. You feel me?
I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm right here, bitch. Get up with me, basically. And listen, if any of y'all take the bitch word as disrespectful that Rod Wave is saying it, listen to the tone of the voice. Listen to how he's saying it. He's trying to let you know in a million different ways. And Boosie, I love you, bro. I do love you. And I'm saying it's like, bitch, come on, man. I love you, bro. Like, I'll give you a hug right now in front of a billion people, in front of everybody in the world and say I'm sorry. And I'll give you 10 bands. I'll give you 20 bands. I'll give you 30 bands. But don't give me nothing crazy. Don't give me no wild number. You disrespecting the principle though. You disrespecting the principle though, Wave. And I'm gonna keep it GP with you. So look, off of the general principle, just reach out to me, big bro. Have one of your peoples, boom, boom, boom. No, you message me, or you message my team. You, not your you message my people. Get up with me. Call my phone. That's love. That's love. That's different. I answer the phone. Yo. What up, big bro? This Rock. Wait. Oh. This motherfucker called my phone. Yo, what up? Acting like I don't really want to be here, but I'm proud that you called my shit. I'm happy. Like, I'm proud, like, that I got the love from you for you to do that. I'm proud that you got the manhood. Like, all this somewhere, it's not even proud. And it's just, I'm happy right now, right? I'm happy to be in this moment. What up? But I'm going to act like I don't really care what you're saying because you already disrespected me, though. But I'm happy, though. I'm really happy. But you're not even taking that initiative. Call my phone, man. Come on, Wade. Call his phone. Get right with him. Don't say how much money you want. Say, hey, listen. I apologize. I disrespected you and your kids. And I didn't put you on the publisher. You're on the publisher now. And every dime that I've made since this song has been published, you get credit for that publishing as well. And I apologize that, I went about it the wrong way. And that's on me. And I can't say, I'll take you and all your kids out to eat, to do something special. So I say this. I send you 5-10 bands off of my love, just off of the general, just off of the GP, just off of the principle that I messed up, and I apologize for that. Here go, 10, here go, or 5, here go 10 bands. Get them something nice, get whatever you want for them or whatever. Just send them something from you though, but I'm sorry, or just take it for yourself, whatever you want to do with it. That's on me. That is on me. I'm a big boy artist now. I really am. Like, I'm global. So like, I gotta understand what I'm getting myself into. That's on me. That's on me. Like, just something little like that, Rod. Just something little like that, bro. And you got plenty of money to do that. And I'm not saying you got millions and millions and millions. That 5 to 10 bands, it's gonna sting a little, but you fucked up. Show a little bit of love. Make up for it. You rather have the back ends than have the front end anyway. Back ends always feel good. Come on now. But that's just my little 1-2 on that. Now I want to talk about the Cowboys touchdowns real quick. Let's talk about the Cowboys touchdown, man. Let's get into some football news real quick. So, Dak Prescott has the most touchdowns for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, CeeDee Lamb has the second most touchdowns. Okay, so Dak has 19. And it's the quarterback, so we can exclude him. But we're going to include him for this case. Okay, CeeDee Lamb is second with 5. Right? Tony Pollard is second with 5. So they are tied. CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard both have 5 touchdowns on the season. Tony Ferguson is tied for 3rd place with someone else, which is technically 4th. Guess who he tied with? DaRon Bland. Yeah, DaRon. Yeah, I said it right. DaRon Bland. A defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys. Got 4 of them things. He's in the top 3 and touchdowns for the team. For the team, and he on D. And he's on defense. What are we talking about? I'm going to say this. You better stop throwing at that man. You better stop throwing at that man. Simple, chat. Simple. Let's get to the next subject. Let's bump through these. I talked about this before, but I I ain't talk about too much of the topic. Jimbo Fisher, man, $77 million to not coach Texas A&M. A different coach can sign him right now, and guess what? He's gonna get the $77 million from Texas A&M, and get the money from whoever he gets signed to. So whoever he gets signed to, and he's now the head coach of that roster, and he has to, turn up with that organization or that, college program. Guess what? I'm collecting your money and Joe money. Oh yeah, and by the way, this next, little 2 weeks, I need a big boy check. Hey, 30 days after that, I need a big boy check. So these next 60 days are like 40-some days now after the actual incident, which was about 60-some days ago, which would be about 60-some days ago from what we're referring to. You got to pay a lot of that $77 million to me now. You got to pay it now, so I'm good. I've been good. Now I'm really good. Like, you just paid for me to have a vacation for every day of the remainder of the next 2 years. And I could have a very good vacation and not even burn through a tenth of it. Not even burn through a tenth of it. And that's paying for all the food, all of the expenses, and paying for the vacation. That man getting paid. That man is getting paid, man. So let's talk about a couple other things, man. Drop passes are a big thing in the league right now. I don't think it has nothing to do with the turf. It don't got nothing to do with gloves. I mean, I think it do. I think it does have something, to do with gloves, just a little bit. I think if you use gloves, certain catches are easier, but if you use gloves, other catches are a lot harder to make. So I prefer no gloves, but I prefer gloves in certain weather, and then I also prefer gloves with the position, like the slot wide receiver that blocks a lot. I feel like you gotta have gloves because that's a lot of bang. That's a lot here. Like, look, do this with your hand. Okay, it doesn't hurt that bad. Do this. Okay, 3 times. One of your hands are just going to feel a little bit of something because of the bone. Imagine that hitting something else, which is a helmet or the pad, and the pad's coming 15 miles per hour at an angle like this, and it's just coming upward, and then your hand's going downward, and you just randomly hit it with just a pinky finger, and then it just flies your pinky finger backward toward the inside of your palm. Now your pinky finger's numb for 8 seconds. Man, I'm telling you, that should be hurting. That should be hurting. Let's talk about, do you think that the grass will help players that play on the turf? I don't know. That's up to the NFL players to decide. I would say this. I would say very shortly and very sweetly that if we play on grass, I feel like we have 3/8 to 5/8 of the injuries. Right? I don't think that we're going to have as many injuries. But then again, if the injuries rise, you waste money for no reason. And guess what? Waste the motherfucking money. Waste the money. Give the players the grass. They're begging for it. They're asking for it. Give them something that they want. Damn. All right, cool. I shot that little segment 2. We got that over with. I can use that as a clip. I was going to do best rookie performance, but I don't have nothing pulled up for that, so I'm not going to do that one right now. Man, I want to talk about, I guess we can close it up with this for right now, because what time is it? It's only 6:30, so that makes 7. Yeah, that gives us about 3 to 4 hours for the show, maybe 5. It just depends upon what time I started. Okay. Yeah, so this will be perfect. Let's do this. Let's do the 2024 predictions. Nah, actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's do the 2024 predictions for the Hall of Fame. Let's do that. we talked about this last night, just a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit last night, right? So my top 10 would probably be Patrick Willis, and I'm just going to run these off. Patrick Willis, Antonio Gates, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, Julius Peppers, Hines Ward, Devin Hester, Steve Smith Sr., Jarrett Allen, and then my last one would have to be... Is that 9? No, I need one more. It'd be Jared Allen and Sterling Sharp's there. Dwight Freeney's there. Lester Hayes is there. I still don't know if I know this answer for y'all. I really thought that I did. I mean, I like Joey Porter. I like James Ferrier. I like Derek Johnson. But I feel like Joey Porter and Derek Johnson should be in just a little bit before James Ferrier. Randy Grand Shearier's up there. But I don't even know who that is, really. So I'd have to watch some film on him. I like Rod Smith. I'd like to see Ricky Williams get into the Hall of Fame. L.C. Greenwood is someone that's a huge candidate, but doesn't look like he's gonna get put into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't know. I'd even like to see Vince Wilfork get into the Hall of Fame. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think deserve to be into the Hall of Fame. But y'all let me know, who do you guys think I should put as my 9th player into the NFL Hall of Fame for the 2024 predictions? Or who would you put in for the 2024 predictions for the Hall of Fame of the top 9 introductees? At 9th spot, man. That's tough because I got about 9 people I want to put there. Okay, so we could end that clip right there like that, chat. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, though. I really do. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, whether they listening in their car, at the house, at the crib, on their phone, whatever the case is. And that's really probably the last thing I'm going to talk about. I got a few other things to talk about, honestly. I could talk about that too. I could talk about that. Dang, I got a lot, chat. We can talk about this, I guess, since I haven't pulled it up. We can talk about... Where is it at, chat? It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere. This right here. Here we go. So I can play this. Bang. So y'all see this? Y'all see how Logan Wilson drops down, and then we're gonna play this on a smaller scale so you guys can see this. Okay, so you see how this tackle is made. Now, this tackle is called, I wanna get the term down exactly. It's called a hip drop tackle. Okay, it's called, how it is seen. So when a player grabs onto another player's hips and then they drop all of their weight at a downward angle directly toward like their knee and their ankle and their feet, all those joints. So that's a lot going on for you to drop a lot of weight, and then you're more than likely swinging into me, and the next thing I know you're hitting me, and then now I'm bending my knees even more forward with your body weight, and then now my knees feel like they're about to explode for 2 seconds, and the next thing I know I feel okay, or I got an injury, one of the case. They're looking to take this tackle away. They've talked about it for the last 2 years. It's just that Mark Andrews got hurt, and it's finally a really big name that gets hurt from the tackle, and then now we're going to get rid of it. It's the same thing with Tom Brady in the past. It's the same thing with Carson Palmer in the past. It's the same thing with Peyton Manning in the past. So, like, it's just this, and I know that's a lot of quarterbacks. I'm just using those because I know a lot of you guys know quarterbacks as fans. So it's just another way to say, okay, let's take that out of the game now. Let's take that out of the game. Like, let's try to not tackle that way. But then it's very hard because a player is running very fast. How are they supposed to tackle now? It makes it 10 times more harder to tackle anybody, because now you got to worry about how you tackle somebody running across the middle of the field, running across on a go route in front of you. Because if you go to tackle their hips in front of you and you're just falling, does that count as the same thing? It's so many different tangibles that go into the play now, and tackling. If something is allowed versus not allowed. And then it happened to Mark Andrews, and it's been talked about for the last year or two. It doesn't mean that just because it happened to Mark Andrews and Logan Wilson is a big name as a middle linebacker that's why it's happening. It's just happening because it's like, okay, it's a very high caliber defensive player with a very high caliber offensive player, and it's still happening. Okay, let's try to neutralize it some. Now, this rule is not in effect. This is not something that is banned as of now. This is just something that is more than likely going to be talked about, and is said to be talked about when it comes to the offseason committee talking about new rules going into the 2024 season. So I could see this being something that is implemented. You guys can let me know how you feel about it, but that's just really where I sit. Chat, I think I wrapped that up well right there. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, man. I really do. Shout out to Tiki Barber, man, Eddie George, Fred Taylor, Steven Jackson, Ricky Williams, Roger Craig, Ricky Waters, Priest Holmes, Herschel Walker, 50-50, no disrespect though. Mike Austin, for sure. Matt Forte, 50-50 on that. Jamal Lewis, and 50-50. I'm a Steelers fan on you. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Sean Alexander, for sure. All of you guys should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to lie to you. Just want to list off a couple of running backs that don't get no love. All of you guys should be in the Hall of Fame. I appreciate everybody that popped into the podcast. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Juice and Pop Show. And make sure you guys subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like if you want to. Tell your mama, your auntie, your cousin, everybody you love, about the platform. Come tap in with us. We're gonna start being a little bit more consistent, Monday through Sunday. You dig me? That's 7 days a week. So tap in with us. Appreciate y'all. We gone.